All right, what's going on today, chat? Eric, Mike, John, what's up? What's up? What's going on, guys? Chilling on a Wednesday, brothers. Rocking some merch today. I've had merch for a while, but rocking it. Got some Eve merch. Rocking. Eric, what's going on? Trying out the stream on Twitch tonight. Ooh, spicy. Spicy. You'll probably see Faye run around too. For those of you who don't know, Faye's my cat. Alright, guys. We need to lock in tonight. Alright? I'm tired of having us be so bad at this game. And I'm putting all of you in there. Right? So we're gonna get there. We need to lock in tonight. So we're just gonna get right into it. Classic, baby. Gen 1, you know it, you love it. We're gonna guess my man, Psyduck. Just signed the contract. What's my next step? What's the indoctrination? Let's see. Your next step is to guess this Pokemon right now. You have to guess it. Right now, I think our worst score has been 8. We did pretty well last time. I think we got 6. But I just did you a solid. Psyduck alone, we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So out of 7, I got 4 of them correct. So you're in a pretty good spot right now, Eric. So you need to lock in. So right now, it's from Generation 1. Water, none. Water's Edge, not yellow. Ooh, Horsey, that's a good guess. Okay, so we basically flip-flopped. So it's near the water's edge. It's not in the sea, but it is blue. Mike, I hate to break it to you. You're either colorblind or you don't know the difference between pink and blue. That's just a start. And the fact that it's a dual type, but it looks like you caught yourself. So I'm going to let it slide this time. But it is a mono water type. Do I need to consult the board, chat? We need a stage 1 water mono. That's blue. That is apparently near the water's edge, but not in the sea. I don't know what that looks like. So let's see. Ooh, maybe. Dare I say Poliwag, chat? Dare I say Poliwag? Because it is blue. It is water. It's near the water's edge. Here, hear me out. It's not. I've never seen it in the sea. It's a tiny little guy, but not too tiny. I'm gonna guess it. Poliwag. Okay. So it's wrapping blue. It's wrapping that as white as well. Water's Edge. Squirtle. Oh, my man Mike, Eric, you need to lock in. All right, you need to lock in right now. Jimmy Bloop, what's going on? All right, next up. Now, listen, this could not be any more obvious, chat. I swear to God, this could not be any more obvious if you wanted it to be. Gloom, thank you. You know, I'm not even going to mess with it. We are locked. Because that, like, you do not miss that face. You do not miss that posture. Good job, chat. All right, here's the next one. We gotta dial in. So far, we're in a pretty good streak. The brains in its own 2 heads appear to communicate emotions to each other with a telepathic power. Huh. I wonder what Pokemon in Generation 1 has 2 heads. Guys, lock in. Jimmy's on a roll right now. Jimmy's locked in. Eric has fallen off. I gotta spell Dodu all right. Guys, this is it. Man, we are Tonight is the night, chat. Eric, you need to type faster, man. I don't know what to tell you. Jimmy has been... He is a typewriter champion. What's that, Type Racer? I think Type Racer is the game. Hitmonchan. Guys, I think that's probably the best we've done. That is easily... So Classic, we did 4, and then everything else was 1. That is pretty... I don't want to add. I don't care about some Insta 360. My ad blocker got removed. My ad blocker is no longer relevant anymore in today's age. RIP to the ad blocker, chat. Hey, it is what it is. I ain't out here trying to listen to all those ads. Let's see. Let's actually, what is it? Type Racer, right? Type Racer. So this is where you guys need to lock in. All right. Here we go. See, Eric, this is where you need to train, brother. I'm so locked in. Damn it. Dang it. I'm so locked. Right here, chat. Wow, 75 words. That's slow. Normally I average around like 80, 85. Accuracy 97.7%. Chat. So Eric, you need to lock in, brother. All right. You need to lock in. So what else is new? We did pretty good, chat. We did pretty good at Pokédoll. Ooh. I know what I can show you guys. Show you guys some so I finished updating the store. You guys are gonna be pumped. So I got a lot more stuff added. Let's take a look. A lot of the stuff, I don't know if you guys have been seeing my my TikTok and Instagram. But I have had so many price redirections. It's been absolutely insane. Mary516, thank you for sharing the live. You almost got me with that first part. I'm not gonna lie. You almost got me with that first part. You almost got me. So Mary516, appreciate you sharing the live, brother. 50 words per minute back when I was in school. Dude, do you guys remember the House of the Dead typing game? I used to love that game. That's honestly the main reason why I think I'm so good at typing. Like shooting zombies while typing was so sick. But let's see. So yeah, I updated the store. I'm gonna be doing a claim sale, by the way. I know I kind of lied on Monday because I didn't realize how many cards I had to update. But these were all priced. I just finished pricing, updating all my prices on the cards that have been online. So we got some Sylveons. The Mew has fallen. I remember I made a post about this. This card went from 315. I feel like I'm yelling. This card went from 315 to from 375 to 315. I think I'm saying that right. I think so. So a lot of movement on a lot of the IRs, SIRs, like kind of finally coming back down. But the one thing that I've noticed a lot, and I don't know if I have them on here quite yet, is something like this Jirachi. So I've been seeing a lot of mid-era stuff go up in price. Another example is this Umbreon from Sun and Moon base. This card has seen some significant increase in price. I think I had it, it wasn't even about a month ago. I had it priced at like 70, 75. And it ended up being like around like 100 or so, which is pretty crazy, to be honest. So definitely look out for that card. If you guys see that card out in the wild that hasn't been repriced, the Bubble Mew will definitely go up a lot later. I think so too. I think right now, I think a lot of the dip from what I've seen in the last month, I honestly kind of leave to like just like buyer fatigue, because all those IRs, SIRs, like people kept talking about the Drowsy, the Slowpoke, and like all this stuff. Everyone's trying to like buy a bunch of stuff, and the Mew and everything kind of got roped into it. So I think right now is a pretty good time to buy a lot of these IRs, SIRs, because the Mew EX I had to drastically reduce price in, especially the Charizard EX. I don't have it. I actually have to. Let me see. I just got one in that I have to update. Let me see if I can find it. Don't have it in that pile. Where the heck do I have it? It's right here. But the I've been seeing a lot of these go up. Not like this Articuno GX specifically, but a lot of the Shinings. So like Articuno, Umbreon, Espeon, like all these have been going up a little bit. Not crazy. To the point where I think you can still kind of like pick some up. But those have been going up. Man, I don't care about the brands, brother. I care about giving my people some good music. What else? Yeah, so like the like these, like Glaceon GX, I repriced down to 60. That I got to put on my website here soon. I just picked this up not too long ago. We got that. Like the Mewtwo EX or GX rather. Like all this like mid-era Sun and Moon base stuff has started to kind of been going up a little bit. Mary516, thank you for following the live. Appreciate you. That Leafeon was 142. Dude, I know. It's crazy. Like the Leafeon, like all this stuff has been like I've had to like reprice everything in this. Like there's been some that I really haven't had to, but a lot of it I've had to reprice. But all the mid-era stuff has been going up a little bit. What do you think about the promo from Hidden Fates from ETB? Which one is that one, Geo? The promo from Hidden Fates. I can't honestly. I don't know what that one is on the top of my head, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, all these I've had to. The Piplup has gone up a little bit, not too crazy. I'm actually going to a convention that the voice actor for Dawn is going to be there, so I kind of want to hold on to it, to be honest. Oh, the Glass Birds. I think the Glass Birds are awesome. I think it's a fan favorite for sure. I think it's a really clean promo. The one of the things that I guess I'll at least say one of them, because I can't give all the sauce away. But in the VIP chat in the Discord, I kind of highlighted some cards that I'm actively looking for. But one of them I think is a really good kind of, in my opinion, a card to look at coming up here is the Umbreon Gold Star from Celebrations. I think that's going to be a good one to kind of pick up once the 30th anniversary comes around. There's a few other cards that I posted in that VIP chat that I don't want to give all away, but I think the Umbreon Gold Star from Celebrations I think is a really good card to pick up. Because it checks all the boxes, right? It's a gold star. It's a gold star that not a lot of people can afford. It has Umbreon on it. Celebration, the 30th anniversary is coming up soon. I think it's a good one. What kind of stuff is in my mystery boxes? So you know what? We can just look at it. Why not? So mystery packs. So the mystery pack, and Mike is actually over on Twitch right now. He has actually won one of these. So the pack itself, it comes with a bunch of good stuff. So it comes with some packs. I'm trying to find a picture here so you guys can see. So it comes with a bunch of stuff. So it comes with three. It comes with Paldean Evolved, Obsidian Flames, and it comes with 151. It also comes with a custom pack that I've made that has a bunch of WotC stuff, some old era, mid era, like commons, uncommons. Comes with some cards that I've made, some stickers. But I think the one that has some of the biggest value, in my opinion, is the crate. So not only does it include a mystery box, but it also includes a free t-shirt. And then the box itself has an additional pack. It actually has a Celebrations pack. And I think it's a 60% chance of having a PSA slab with a PSA 8 or higher that isn't absolute dog water. So, and I think I have some of the ones in here, I think. Let's see. Yeah, so you can kind of see, like, when you kind of flip through these are honestly some of the ones that you could have in here. So, like, a Gengar is in there, Rocket Scyther, some, like, Sabrina's Gengar has one of them. And I honestly don't know which one is which. I did that on purpose to try to keep it a little bit more fair. But it has some Rocket stuff, some base set stuff. It's a pretty good range of quality, I think. But this one's normally the crowd favorite, for sure. I gained a liking to the Ninetales Delta. Dude, Eric, it's funny you say that, because that's probably one of my favorite ones. I think let me see. I'll show you, actually. The Starmie I really like, too. Yeah, Forrest. If you get one out, man, I appreciate you picking one up. It's something I've tried to, because at the end of the day, I think with, like, a lot of collectors, we're kind of just tired of mystery products and mystery whatever kind of being really dog water and a way for businesses to kind of offload their bad stuff. And I tried really hard for that not to be the case. So again, I put Mike is over on Twitch right now because I am doing multi-streaming just in case if you guys want a different experience. A follower of the channel, he's been here for a very long time, actually won one in a giveaway. And he can kind of attest to it too, but he's over on Twitch right now. But I think one of my favorites is actually this one right here. This one's so sick. I just love how, like, kind of chunky the Starmie looks. It's just something about the color palette I just really love. For me is the Leafeon V-Star. Dude, Geo, legitimately, that's probably one of my favorite Evolution artworks just across the board. Probably, like, my top 3 for sure. I love, like, ever since I saw it, like, kind of chilling in a terrarium. That one for sure is my favorite. That's definitely a good eye. I really like that one a lot. But yeah, the Starmie is like a super, I love that one. And honestly, like, I don't know, I actually have it graded. Let me see if I can find it. It is for sale, but I'm always such a fan of the like the e-reader, like, or just cards in general, like back in, like, the WotC era when they tried using, like, CGI and, like, and all that stuff to, like, make these cards. I just love how, like, goofy they look. Like, it's so bad, right? This was made back in 2003. Like, technology was awful, but I love that for sure. I love that, like, weird, like, CGI type of vibe to it. I think it's really interesting. But that's what I was going to pull up here. This one right here. This one for sure. Oh, I love the really bad CGI type of artwork. Is like, oh, so good. But, so before I continue, so first, if this is your first time here, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Normally on Wednesdays, what I like to do is I like to help you as the community, not only give you a sense of what to do when looking for grading plays, but we like to do a bunch of other stuff. So one of the things that we like to do here, if you're new, is whether I hit 10 new followers on Twitch, 10 subscribers on YouTube, or 15K likes on TikTok, I will do a weekly giveaway. So that ranges from a sticker pack all the way to one of these mystery boxes that I was just talking about not too long ago. So if you want to help me support the algorithm, all hail the algorithm, like, help me out. That is a really appreciated way to help me out, and it's completely free. So, Barry, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. So that's pretty much what we're about to get into. So first up, let me just put that over here. So first, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be going over the subscribers first. And so my man, Mike, he needs some help looking at an Entei. So we are going to help him out. Get a little bit of a... Barry, I do have a Discord. So the Discord, so you are watching me on TikTok, it looks like. My Discord is in my link in my bio. And in my link tree. and it's going to be actually just like here. So once you're at my link tree, just click or tap that Discord icon, and you'll be able to join there. We talk about collections, we talk about price updates, we talk about a bunch of stuff. So we're definitely a pretty welcoming community there. I really love the people that have been in there. Been super nice, super sweet. And so yeah, we're just gonna get right into it, chat. So again, this is what we like to call grade review. Dude, Alakazam Skyridge. Boy, that's a good one for sure. That's a sick one. So we're gonna help my man Mike T. We're gonna see what this Entei would get as a PSA grade. So one of the things that he said first off, curious if the Entei is worth sending in. And also, I know the Pika is hard to get in a PSA 10, so we'll go over that in a second here too. Let's see. I was staring right at it. Oh, icons are pretty difficult to spot. Yeah, no, it's all good. It's because I hate. I don't know if you guys are like this, but me personally, anytime something has like a dark mode, I will always enable it. So like the icons are kind of like a little bit difficult to find, but I also don't want to like throw a flashbang when you guys join or like see the link tree and like have it be a white background. So that might be why it's a little bit harder, but it's all good. It's just right. It should be right on the top. All right, you guys are not going to see my face anymore, so you actually see the card. So Entei, let's take a look. So as a reminder, I always like to kind of say this little yapping session at the beginning. So the 4 main grading criteria. So we are going to be assessing these as though they are going to be submitted to PSA. So the 4 main grading criteria for any submission where you're going through PSA, Beckett, CGC, Tag, whoever you're going through, these are going to be the main 4 criteria, which are going to be corners, centering, edges, and surface. So we're going to be looking at all 4 today. And so, yeah, we're going to consider all 4. And one of the cool things that we're going to do, so currently we have 7 viewers over on TikTok and a few viewers from Twitch and YouTube. So once we hit 15 concurrent viewers on all 3 platforms, we will unlock what's called chat grade. So what that means is that you as chat will be able to weigh in on what you think this card would get. So what would happen is you would both have the chat grade as well as my grade to kind of give even more accuracy on what we think these cards are going to be worth. So it's a little bit of incentive for you guys to help me out. Make sure to share the live, like the live, share it with your mom, share it with your grandma. I know your grandmother loves to watch these Enteis and Pikachus. I know she's into it. So make sure that she knows about it. The Terapagos EX, dude, you're coming out with some bangers, dude. Those are some good cards. All right. So without further ado, we're just going to get right into it. So this Entei. So the first thing that I see is it possibly looks a little off center from that right to that left. But again, PSA's standard is 55-45. So if you guys are wondering, Galaxia, what is 55-45? What's ratios? What are you talking about? Well, what that means is what they do is they will measure from the left. So we're going to measure this left side first. So we're going to go from boom to boom. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hash marks on the left side. So just so that we remember, and it's more for me than you. So 5 on the left. And if we go over to the right side, we're going to line that right up. And we are going to skip all these ads. And we're going to do zoop. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the right. So, as we can see here, we have 5 on the left and 4 on the right. So how we do this is we do 5 divided by 9, 9 being the total of both the left and the right. We have 55. So this card technically is right at the edge of that new centering criteria from the left to the right. Now, granted, we are looking at this on a computer screen, phone, your Samsung fridge, wherever you're watching me on right now. We're using a snipping tool ruler. So it's not the most accurate way of doing it, but it gives you a general idea on what we're doing. My grandmother barely knows how to use the TV remote. Eric, you got to give your grandma some some tips. I'm sure she talks to Alexa every day saying, "Good morning, Alexa. Good night, Alexa." I bet she does that every night. I can almost guarantee it. But that's what, when I talk about centering, so 5 times, so we do, so the 5 times, boy, would be the 5 on the left side plus the 4 on the right. So it was 5 millimeters on the left and 4 millimeters, quote unquote, on the right. And so you add both values to get 9 total. And then all you would do is just divide one of those values by the sum of the two. So in this case, it would be 5 divided by 9. And so the left side is roughly 55 or 56 if you round up. So if you round up, it's technically not the 10 centering score. If you round down, it would be. So that's what I mean by that. Okay, so the centering is kind of on the teeter, for sure. So the corners look good. So we take my little magnifying tool here, guys. We are sophisticated over here. All right, we got some centering tools. We got some magnifiers. So the right side looking pretty good. Left side looking pretty good. As we kind of go down here, so that left corner looking good. So these are all the things that PSA, Beckett, CGC, TAG, every grading company that's reputable is going to look at everything that we're talking about tonight. So as we look across, you can kind of see some scratches in the bottom left-hand corner. So far, not too good. You know, we're obviously out of that 9 range, which is mint or higher, because those scratches alone are going to kind of knock it out of that range. But still, in my opinion, anything that's 8 or higher is still worthy of grading, in my opinion, for vintage. So the front, we do have those scratches, so we'll have to flip it over to see if there's anything worse. In addition, we do have some more pictures from Mike here. We have a little bit more scratches that can be seen here, going more vertically on the left side and the right. So we do have that going against us a little bit. But for the back, not too bad. Not a lot of whitening. There is some whitening, don't get me wrong. So we have some on that top right side, a little bit on that top left. But as we kind of go along this left side, not too bad. The bottom left-hand corner, there's a little bit of whitening, and not so much on this right side, because I think this is more lighting than anything. A little bit of whitening on that right edge. But all in all, it's really not too bad. So I'd say with this one specifically, and let me see. So we are currently at 11 viewers on TikTok and YouTube and Twitch. We are about 3 to 4. So we're just shy of unlocking the chat grade. So again, if you guys want to weigh in and help me out, definitely help me sharing, liking the live, doing all that fun stuff, so we can get more viewers in here, so we can have chat grade to have a little bit more of a sample size. That's why we do it like that. So while we wait for that, I'm just going to do my assessment on this Entei. So I think all in all, centering, I think you're kind of within that like kind of teeter-totter range between a 10 or a 9 for centering. Really the only thing that's kind of causing me some issues here is the scratching in the bottom left-hand corner of the Entei, as well as in these print lines here on the left side and the right. But on the back, I thought it was going to be worse, to be quite honest with you. But it's not too bad. So like a lot of this whitening here, like if I were to just see the back of the card, you're kind of in that like really strong 8 range, because we have like at least 1, 2, 3 notable bits of whitening on those 3 corners, and a little bit of whitening on this right side. So with the scratches specifically, I would probably say that you're leaning more towards an 8 or a 7. Probably more towards like the stronger 7, as opposed to like a weaker 8, would be my guess. Just because of those scratches in that, like, because these are more kind of clustered, to be quite honest with you. So you're also saying that some mild scratches on the back hard to get to show on camera. Okay, so if you're saying that there's more scratches on the back too, I'd probably lean more towards a 7. So I'd say the reason why is because I think more of the scratches being so predominant, in addition to that little bit of whitening on the back, I think would probably lean me to say more towards like a near mint, but I think it'd be a strong near mint 7 for sure. So that'd probably be my guess. I'd say 8 to a 7, but I'd probably lean more towards a 7 than an 8. Would be my guess. Let's see. I'm just going to catch up with chat real quick. When you are in queue to get your cards graded, do you get notified? You do, Cruisin'. Yep. So every time a grade review happens, if you're in the Discord, I will make an announcement and at everyone. I'll at everyone that is um, going to be up for the day. So you'll definitely be notified for sure. A super beat card with huge sentimental value to me. Definitely going to post for reviewing. Oh, awesome, Barry. If that's your favorite Pokemon, grade it. Honestly, don't care about the grade. Yeah, honestly, boy, I think that's kind of a really healthy way of looking at it, to be quite honest with you. I think if you're just kind of keeping something for your personal collection, I think just selecting a grading company that you like, that if you really want to kind of protect it from a sentimental value, I think that's a really smart way of doing it. Um, the other thing too, Cruisin', not to kind of be like a total sellout, but I'm going to be a little bit of a sellout. If there is ever an instance where you want priority grade review, because I have had a few people that are like, hey, I'm looking to try to sell this card or trying to think about grading it. I kind of need to know within a month or like a few weeks or whatever. The Discord does offer priority grade review for those who do sub to the Discord. The cheapest option is starting at $4.99 a month. So if you want that as an option, including being added to a monthly giveaway that I start for subscribers, that's an option too. I'm not going to say it's a selfish plug, but I am going to say it's a selfish plug. So you do have that for you too. But I'm new to the grading hobby. I've never submitted. I'd love to see the process. Well, Barry, you have come to not only the right place, but at the right time. Because every Wednesday, you're seeing exactly what kind of goes into the process. And I've had a few people that come back time and time again to kind of get their cards assessed and whatever. And we've had members that have kind of gone through this process, graded, and had their cards come at or very close to what we've predicted. So it's I don't know. I think it's a good resource. I've been doing it. It's what, episode 64. So I've done this 64 other times every Wednesday. So, and I still like doing it. I get to talk with chat. We get to look at some cool cards. I get to help you guys out. It's a win for everyone. So, now we're going to look at this Pikachu. Brother, W streamer, man. I appreciate you. You submitted 4 cards and not in a rush. They're personal. Oh, okay. No worries. Like I said, it's not a pressure thing. I just want to make sure that people understand that those options are out there. Boy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Dex, what's up, man? What's up, brother? All right, let's look at the Pikachu. This is probably one of my favorite promos of Pikachu specifically. Really kind of minimalist, but cool at the same time. So let's take a look. So we got the centering on this one actually is looking pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Corners look good. Let's see. Am I seeing anything crazy? I'm not really seeing anything crazy, chat. No scratches, nothing insane. From this angle, again, with these grade reviews, we can only really assess based off of what we're seeing. And I'm not really seeing a whole lot, to be quite honest with you. So the back, we do have a little bit of potential whitening in this bottom left-hand corner. It's a little bit dark, so it's kind of hard for you guys to see, to be quite honest with you. But the centering is good. There might be a little bit of whitening on this left side, but it might be more of kind of like how the angle is being taken, to be quite honest with you. So this is a pretty strong card, to be quite honest. I think this is a good, unless there's any scratches on the hollow that we can't see from this angle, or, if this is really the only little mild bit of whitening, this might be, I kind of call them like long shot 10s, but it might be a pretty good submission, to be quite honest with you. Based off of what you're sending me, it probably, maybe at worst, probably get a 9, but you might have a good long shot 10 on your hands, unless there's something wrong. Bottom right side, no scratches anywhere. Okay, so a little bit right here. So then, yeah, so if that's the case, if it's more on this side, because I couldn't tell if that was like lighting or not. But yeah, I'd say it'd probably be a good 9. I'd probably just submit it anyway just to see what happens. You might get lucky. I have the entire 2000 Pikachu World Collection sealed set, which I want to open and grade to. How many cards can I send? Well, that World Collection set is sick. I really like that for sure. How many cards can I send in for review? Barry, you can submit as many cards as you want. However, I only review up to 5 cards per person per stream. So, for example, if you submitted like 10 cards, let's say if you're up Like week 1, I would review the first 5, and then week 2, I would review the last 5, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how it works. So you can submit literally like 50 of them if you want, but I'd only hit them 5 at a time, if that makes sense. Koal, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. I saw check marks on certain people's posts. So all that means, so if you look at the pin messages for the grade review channel, it tells you what each reaction means. So the blue or gray just means that like you've passed, meaning that like it's not in a sleeve. I can actually review it on stream, stuff like that. The green check mark is just meaning that I'm about to review it like during this stream. And then the little microphone means that I did in fact review it on stream. So that's all that means. And then there's some other ones too, like if you took it wrong or whatever, I have like an investigation or an X, meaning that it kind of failed the pass or it failed the investigation, I guess. But that's all that means. Okay. So Mike, thank you for that. Next up is Jaden. We got some big hitters from 151 here. Let's see if we can help my man Jaden out. Spleet. I found some of my old cards back and sorted out which I want to sell or trade. Now I have 8 firework hollows. Backside looks similar to the current card showing on stream. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, if the back looked similar to this Pikachu, you are starting off pretty strong, for sure. And as a reminder, guys, if you guys want this weekly, so I have a weekly giveaway that only triggers if one of the 3 criteria get hit. Either if I hit 10 followers on Twitch, 10 subs on YouTube, or 15K likes on TikTok, I will release a free weekly giveaway. And I'll let you guys know how to submit to that once that is unlocked. It's super easy. It's completely free. It helps me out, helps you out. So I appreciate if you guys want to take advantage of that. And if you guys want to know how to submit your cards for a future grade review, just let me know. I have a few people that are new, but I do also have a lot of people who come back from time to time. So like my man Tim, the giveaway is free as long as you live within the United States. The giveaway is completely free. And so like Tim asked, so if you guys want to submit your cards for a future grade review, all you have to do is if you're on Twitch or YouTube, in my description down below, I have my Linktree link. If you're on TikTok, I also have my Linktree link in my bio. So once you're there, wherever you're coming from, you come here and you just have to click or tap the Discord icon. If you're doing this on mobile, just make sure to have it installed on your phone already. Next, once you're there, you're going to see a grade review channel. Just submit your cards in the grade review channel. The one thing I cannot stress enough is to make sure that you take your pictures of your cards that follow the rules. You can look at those at the pinned messages to see, you can't have the picture of your cards in a top loader, sleeves, because if there's a scratch, I don't know if it's on the sleeve, top loader. You guys get it. I just want to make sure, because if that happens, I can't review it, unfortunately, and I have to ask you to retake it. You get knocked out of queue. No one likes that. So just make sure to take the pictures correct the first time. But it is, again, completely free. But it is first come, first serve, and I only review up to 5 cards per person per stream. However, if you want your cards assessed faster, because I think we just hit, we're starting to address people that are end of February, early March. So there is a little bit of a queue currently. But if you want your cards assessed faster for whatever reason, the server does offer a subscription starting at $4.99 a month. Which not only gives you priority grade review each week, but allows you to get entered into a monthly sub giveaway. The last sub prize was the Metal Pikachu promo from the Ultra Premium collection. So pretty cool card. So there's a lot of incentive to submit. So that's how you do it. Anytime, Spleet. Appreciate you, man. All right. Now that I have done yapping, we're going to go right into the Zapdos EX. So with Modern, one of the things that I like to kind of highlight is the 2 main issues that I always see on Modern is centering and corners. So those are probably going to be the main areas that I'm going to be focusing on for these cards specifically, because I think most of them are Modern. So the centering on this one, a little bit thicker on this left side than the right, but I think we're within that range of that 55-45 that I was talking about. So we're good there. The back of this bad boy. We're chilling. I don't see anything wrong. Really, the only thing that I probably see, and I don't know if you guys can see on stream, we do have a little bit of whitening right at the tip of my mouse there. But that might be kind of one of those ones that is like mild enough to where we can kind of squeak by and get that 10. But if it's more than that, you're probably looking more at like a good solid 9. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind as you're kind of looking at this card specifically. But other than that, I'm not really seeing anything else on the edges or corners or sides or anything like that. So that's really the only cause of concern, is that little bit of whitening on that top right hand corner. But aside from that, it's looking pretty good. Dex, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Found like 100, 200 hits from back in the day. Probably taken to my LCS to check either if I need a grade or not. Yes, Bleat. Depending on how much of a hurry you're in too, like I said, submitting into the grade review is totally for free. So if you maybe have like some really big chase cards or anything like that you might need some help with, just keep that in mind. Okay. So next up is the Alakazam. And one thing, it's funny, I actually have the Alakazam with me, and there's one thing that I'm going to double check on mine that I don't know if it's a bend or not. I'm just going to double check. Let's see. I thought I had one. Maybe I didn't. But I don't think that's an issue. Which grading company do I think is the best? Well, I guess from a best, are you talking about just for like personal use, like in the sense of just for your personal collection, or if you're talking about a return on investment? I'll let you answer that real quick. Okay. So let us take a look. Both. I would say at the moment, from a return on investment perspective, right now, the overall consensus is going to be PSA. I would say from a personal collecting perspective, it really just depends on what you kind of want out of your graded card. If you want more transparency, you want to go for something that has like subgrades that you like the most. Probably Beckett, CGC, or Tag would probably be really the only ones. Tag is more of like AI if you want that aspect, or more of the grading of the human element. BGS, CGC. But if you like the look of PSA or any other slabs, it's kind of what you kind of want to go with at that point. It's more personal preference. But I think this is the second best card. Dude, Koopa, honestly, same. The Alakazam EX, this one's so sick. Centering looking pretty good. Maybe like at first glance, the right side's a little bit thicker than the left, but I think that's within the 55-45 range that I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. Aside from that, the surface looks good. I don't see anything majorly wrong. Corners look good. However, the whitening that you are showing towards the top here, and I'll kind of highlight that with the magnification here. So we have a little bit there on that top right side. But we also have a little bit here on that top edge. So unfortunately, I probably would think that this would probably get a 9, possibly an 8, depending on how bad that is, but probably more of the 9 than anything, just because of this, more of this right side within this kind of range of this magnifier here would probably be my guess as to why this might get the 9, but I don't think it would get the 10, unfortunately, because it's crazy, right? Like, it just is what it is. Like, that's just the sensitivity of these little minor issues that prevents the 10. PSA does buy or sell more. Is it just because of the name? PSA has been in the game for a very long time. Spleet, they've had a lot of grades under their belt. They've been pretty well established within the community prior to, you know, all the hype that is currently happening in the market. And so a lot of the other ones, like CGC, for example, like they just started to kind of get into cards like during COVID. So you kind of have that as well. Beckett, their CEO just admitted to a bunch of fraud of like $2 billion or is either $2 million or $2 billion of fraud or something like that. Something crazy. But that's just kind of, I think ultimately it's just PSA has just been in the game for a lot longer. Even though there are some other companies that have been in the game even longer. But that's kind of my reasoning, I think, behind why. PSA is such a predominant player in the grading market. It's just time in the market. I think that the Sun and Moon era will explode. Geo, it's so funny you said that because I was actually just talking about that at the beginning of stream. To be quite honest with you. How do I pay for the cleaning service? So if you go to, well, did I didn't talk to you about it before, did I? Because I think were you the one that I just sent the contract to? Because I think I just got the notification that I got signed, but I can't remember. I got one of the biggest hits in Breakpoint. I want to send a grade. Psst, do it, man. Why not? As long as it looks good. Why not? Yeah, I have to send you... now that you kind of accepted or signed the contract, I just have to send you an invoice. It's super quick. I'll do it after stream. Is it possible to get 10 with like a white spot on the tip of the back corner? Depending on how mild it is, Spleet. I have seen some that have been super, super mild. They'll like have one that have had 10s and some that are the exact same get 9s. So I kind of call those like long distance 10s. If there's one that's super, super small, you might have a chance, but just know that it can kind of waver a little bit. Okay, Blastoise. I gotta keep on the straight and narrow, chat. Centering on this bad boy, looking pretty good. Corners look good. I love the texturing on this. This crazy looking kind of cyclone looking texture looks really sick. Yeah, and the back looks really good. I think it's really well centered. I think legitimately, I think this is probably a pretty good card that is very well centered, both on the front and the back. I don't see any issues with the corners or edges. I think this one would probably be a good 10 contender for sure. So that one's a really good pickup. Like the Tyranitar and Mega Sableye, Altar is a little bit expensive, but definitely worth it. Dude, mid-era stuff, man. I think right now, I mentioned it on Instagram and TikTok a day or two ago. I think it was yesterday. Mid-era stuff is starting to see a really significant rise, which includes Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon is really at that tail end of mid-era, but I still think that a lot of those like GXs, like Hidden Fates, I was just talking about like the Articunos, the Glaceons, and the ones that I just had on hand. I've seen some significant increases. Like not like crazy, like you're paying your house off, but you know, 10, 15 bucks moving in the positive direction. So I think it's worth it, man. The tag teams are a fan favorite. Especially with Megas coming out soon with ZA. I think it's a good play for sure. Okay, Zard. It almost looks like there's like a little bit of a texture shift. Like right up here, it almost looks like by like where the text is. It almost looks like a texture shift, which I think is interesting. But again, looks well centered. Corners look fine. Maybe a little bit of whitening on this top right side, like right there. So that's probably a good example of what I was just talking about, like that little bit of whitening that may or may not get that 10. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're kind of looking at this. That might be kind of that like right on the edge of getting a 10 or not. And then the Venusaur. Well centered, corners look great, texture looks phenomenal, not worried about that. The back, again, looking really good, corners look great, edges look good. Not a lot that I'm having an issue. Spleet, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Thank you. I keep mixing up Twitch and TikTok because they all start with T's. It's like I just want to like say both. But thank you for that. So yeah, I'd say really the big ones for you would probably be the Blastoise and the Venusaur. I think those are pretty strong PSA 10 contenders for sure. So I definitely would encourage you to submit those because I think those are really good submissions for sure. All right, so thank you both. You guys were both subscribers, so that was the subscriber submissions. Thank you, Jaden. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the subs, appreciate the cards, appreciate the love. All good vibes. All right, so next up we have Core. Rocking in with some Charizard EX action and Cresselia. So let us take a look. First at the Zard. Centering looking good. Zoom in just a tad here so we can kind of really see and make sure. Centering looking good. Corners looks good. Not really too worried about that. We don't need to listen to a sticker mule. Centering again looks really good. Corners. The only thing that I possibly see, and we're going to take a little bit of a zoom action, is I don't know if this is the background or not, but we do have what appears to be some mild whitening, and I'll kind of highlight just a smidge here. So we have, if I can move this out of the way, so we have like 1, 2, 3. So right where I'm just circling right there, let me zoom in. Those are the kind of little dots that I'm seeing. So if those are there, unfortunately this card will not get a 10. It might not even get the 9 if those 3 dots are there. It might even get an 8, to be honest with you. But if those are not there, meaning that it's like some camera issue or whatever, or something that just be wiped off, I don't know. If they're not there and I'm just going crazy, then this has a pretty good shot at a 10. I'm not seeing any other issues in the corners or centering or edges or anything like that. It's really just these, what appears to be 1, 2, 3 whitening dots on that top edge. If those are there, I probably wouldn't submit it. It probably won't get the 10. It'd probably get an 8, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, I guess I just gave you some homework that you gotta double check on. Posture check. I just looked at my camera on Twitch and I looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So posture check. Okay, here we go. Cresselia. Let's take a look. Centering looks good. Corners look good. One thing I'm really trying to look for, especially with a lot of this light kind of coming in here, I'm not seeing any print lines or anything like that, so we're chilling. So far, so good. As we flip it over, again, maybe some whitening on that top right corner, but I don't know, again, if it's the camera or the background making that, like, making me think that that's something. I'm not too sure, to be quite honest with you. So if that is, you're kind of more on, like, that long distance 10, maybe a 9, because I'm not seeing really anything else. And a lot of these, like, little white specks that I often see, you can just wipe that off with like a microfiber cloth and some distilled water if it's like really stubborn and stuck on there. So just make sure to do that. That's kind of like a PSA for PSA, is that they won't wipe that stuff off for you. So don't give them any reason to knock you back any scores or anything like that. Just make sure to wipe that off on your own. Save yourself some headache and trouble on why, oh, I got a 9 and should have gotten a 10 or whatever. Just know that they're not there to help you in that sense. They're not going to wipe that stuff off for you. So just keep that in the back of your head. All right. Next up is T-Dub. Do you think the Unigaba cards usually grade well? I feel like they do. I don't see a lot of people, or I haven't really heard of a lot of people, necessarily complaining about them. Because there are cards that you hear a lot about people like having issues with for promos, like Charizard V-Star, for example, from the Charizard UPC. I heard that's kind of like a hard card to grade just because of centering. But I think the Unigaba stuff, I think looks cool. It's not really for me per se, but I think most of them grade pretty well. All right, so T-Dub, let's look at your cards, my friend. So Lugia. Centering looks good. Corners look good. No issues there. The back, honestly, equally looks just as good. No centering issues. I don't see anything major on the whitening or anything like that in the corners. I'm thinking this card is in pretty good shape. I always love this texture, man. Like the waves of this look so good. Yeah, can't complain. I think this is a good 10 contender for sure. I don't see anything majorly wrong with it that sticks out to me. I think you're chilling. Japanese usually grades a lot better. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what I noticed too, Domboy. All right, the captain. The Captain Pikachu himself. And as we're just talking about centering, it's this left side is giving me some bad vibes here. So let's just quick, again, I'm doing this all on a computer screen, so don't take this like at face value. I always recommend measuring this and stuff in person, blah blah blah. But we'll just measure this real quick. So that's 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So 4.5 on the left side. And on the right, we have 1, 2, 3, like 3.75 to 4. We'll just call it 4. So you're good. 4.55. It looked a little bit thicker on that left side than the right. But technically, from what we just measured, you're in the right ballpark. There's really not a lot of issues there. So that's good. Corners look good. Not too worried about that. So you can kind of see what I was talking about here. So sometimes centering actually will more or less transfer over to the backside. So what I was saying, like this left side looks a little bit thicker to me. You can kind of see it transferring to the back. So this right side is actually a little bit thicker than the left. But fortunately, based off of what PSA says, this should be within the range. And we'll kind of measure that real quick just to make sure. But so technically, PSA says 75-25, which I personally am more of like a 60-40 kind of guy. But we'll just measure this just for argument's sake. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that right side. And we got about, let's see, so we have from here, here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So 4.5. So we'd have, so 6 divided by 10.5. So 57. So we're in that range. But that's kind of what you have to kind of keep in mind. So technically, if we're just basing off of what they say on their website, I'm not seeing any whitening corners. I'm not seeing any issues on the edges or anything like that. It's just the centering. Technically, on paper, this card should get a 10. But if it gets a 9, it's most likely because of this right side, or if it's because of any potential scratches on the hollow that we simply can't see in the picture. So if I wanted to kind of go based off of what PSA says, this technically on paper, if there's nothing else wrong with other than what we just kind of highlighted on stream, this should get the 10. But if it doesn't, there's either scratches somewhere on the hollow or the center on the back really isn't on paper what it should be, which sometimes that happens. That's why I never really consider the back to be like 75-25 like they say online. I'm more of like a 60-40 to kind of add a little bit more of a conservative assessment onto mine. So let me get the next one up here. Next is Jake Woody. Rocking in with the Mew EX, the Bubble Mew. How do you measure centering if the card doesn't have a border? So I would say depending on what card you're talking about, Eric, I could probably guide you because like I talk about like cards like VMAXs a lot, like where to measure the centering on a VMAX or like where to measure centering on a e-reader. So if you have a card in mind, I can definitely tell you real quick on where you should measure the centering. And as a reminder, chat, I've been yapping. I had to do a quick yawn. If we get to 15K likes on TikTok, 10 followers on Twitch, or 10 subs on YouTube, we will unlock a free weekly giveaway. So take my stuff, chat. It's completely free. It is US only, unfortunately, but take my stuff. Help me out. Spread the word. Help me cater the algorithm, and all the support does mean a lot. So if we hit one of those 3, right now we have one new follower over on Twitch. We have around 2.6K likes on TikTok. So if we hit one of those, I will unlock the week's giveaway. So while we do that, let us continue on with the Mew EX. I was just talking about this card in the beginning of stream. See a little bit of a dip in price. So centering looks good. Corners looking good. Edges look good. Surface looks good. The backside, again, Chad, this right here is exactly what I'm talking about. So that little bit of whitening on that top edge, please, 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 please make sure to wipe that stuff off, man. Because you do not want to give them any reason to dock you off surface. Because if you leave that on there, they're not your mom, they're not your dad, they're not going to clean that off for you. They're just going to instead ding you on surface grade, and you're going to be sad. Just simple as that. So just make sure to get rid of that, save yourself some headaches, save yourself some trouble, and you'll be good. But aside from that, we do have a little bit of whitening from what I see on the top top edge there as well. So I don't know, man. Overall, you're kind of like, I'm really worried about this little bit of whitening possibly on that top edge. If that is there, your odds of that being a 10 are pretty low, to be quite honest with you, in addition to if you left that on there. So if you wipe off this and this isn't whitening, you have a pretty good shot at a 10. I don't really see any other notable whitening. If I really had to be stickler about it, maybe on that left side, on that top left side, and maybe on the bottom right. But again, that's really, really me stretching. So just kind of keep that in mind. You may or may not have that come back as a 10 if you just submitted it as is. But that's pretty much it. All right, next up, Famous Galaxy with a super high-res photo, it seems like. So let's take a look. So the Rayquaza VMAX, centering looking good, corners looking good. So this, Eric, and anyone else that's wondering, this would be a good example on where to measure the centering. This one might be a little bit easier to explain, but for a card like this, you can obviously see, right, like this left side, a lot of this left side stuff, and the right, there's no border. So where I measure is right here. So on that left side and that right side, respectively, that's where I start, is those two spots that I just circled for centering specifically. So in this instance, the centering on the left and the right are really good. I don't see anything wrong with the front. So we're going to flip it over. Again, clean that off, that little bit of whatever that is, that white speck. Not sure what that is. Wipe that off. Should be good to go. Bottom left, bottom right corner is looking good. Top right, top left corner is looking good. Surface looks good. Other than that, I really see no problem with it. Just wipe that off. And I think this is a pretty good 10 contender for sure. All right, next up we have Reese Jump, the Groudon. Let's take a look. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Centering looking good. Corners looking good. Surface looking good. Looking good, chat. Back. I mean, based off what we're seeing, things are looking good. Not a lot of issues that I can tell. Corners look good. Edges look good. Chilling. No scratches from what I can tell. This might be a good 10 contender. I mean, granted, it is a little bit blurry. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit blurry. But, yeah, just chilling. Looking good. I'd probably submit that. It looks like a possible 10 contender for sure. And Bandit. Ooh, some rocket stuff. Here we go, chat. If you guys have been here before, I'm a huge fan of Rocket. I was actually looking at one interesting thing, and this is more of just me to kind of refresh here. And I don't know if it's on here, but I heard that Team Rocket... Let's see. I don't know if it's going to be on here or not. But the Team Rocket briefcase from Japan is actually now made to order, which is really, really big. It's kind of unfortunate because there's no promos in it, because it's just basically packs. But it is pretty cool. You can actually like get it if you really want like an official licensed one. But to be honest with you, I'll probably just get a black briefcase and put an R on it myself. I don't need to pay crazy prices to pick up the briefcase. But I'm a big I've said it time and time again, big Team Rocket fan, and super stoked that they're kind of getting revitalized. Reprint of the old one with the actual promos. To get a review, all I need to do is post the pics. Yes. In the grade review channel. Well, like I said, the right now the queue is closed, so I wouldn't be able to get to it tonight on stream. But that's about it. Dark Gyarados. Let us take a look at this Dark Gyarados. Let me zoom in. Ooh, it's a little too much. There we go. We're seeing like every scale of the Gyarados there for a second. All right, centering looked good. Corners looking good. I don't see any print lines. So far, so good, chat. especially for first ed. From this angle, I'm not seeing anything. I think there's another angle. Super clean again. Surface is really good. I'm not seeing any major print lines, especially up in the hollow foil, obviously. With these two different light sources, I'm really not seeing anything. The back, we do have a little bit of whitening on that top right side. The 20th anniversary. Yeah, so that's the original one, Koala, right? That one's like the super expensive one. I'm talking about the new briefcase coming out for Glory. Let's see. Unless you're saying that they're remaking those promos, which would be sick, but so we have some whitening on that top right side. Maybe a little bit on that top center. A little bit on the bottom left. The new one's good, man. I love it's. Listen, the fact that it still comes with 30 packs is really cool to me. I think so. What it means, Koala, is that like when people place the order, they're basically accepting the orders for a limited time, but it's only in Japan that they're allowing that. So the more that they buy, like the more that people buy, the more that they're going to manufacture them. So there's made to order. But I think it's only going to be for a limited amount of time. So for us in the States, riding the struggle bus, unfortunately. Okay, so a little bit more whitening on the bottom left and some whitening on this right side. So I think with those bits of whitening that I was just kind of talking about, you know, it sucks. Like I don't want to be the kind of the bearer of bad news, but we're kind of already in like that 9 to even 8 range. Because I do see, again, and I'll kind of circle them because I think it's worth, in this case, to circle these. So we're going to do that real quick. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this section, 5. So we have a little bit of 5 bits of whitening right there. So we're probably looking more like an 8 than a 9. But if it was under 200, I would think about getting one. Yeah, I think right now the cheapest, even like as I was even trying to look at them on the Pokemon Center Japan website, and it was like pulling teeth trying to find them. And then anyone that was trying to resell them is like 5x on eBay. I think the cheapest one I saw on eBay was like 500, which is like, no way, dude. I'm not paying that much for that. It's like I'm gonna print the R myself and put it on a briefcase. Like, no thanks. What do I think of the Meowth AR in the new set? Dude, honestly, I don't know if it's just me. I talked about this last time. I just wish that they felt more like Team Rocket. They seem too like chibi. They seem too cute. A lot of the Team Rocket stuff. They don't feel, to me, they don't feel like the essence of Team Rocket. Which is like this really badass organization. I just don't get that vibe. I really don't. I do for like the Moltres and the Houndoom. And maybe a little bit for the Crobat. Maybe a little bit for the Murkrow, but the other stuff, it just seems like kind of cheesy a little bit to me. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about it. I guess like, but again, I don't know if that was just more of like too high of expectations. I don't know. I really don't. But that was kind of my initial impression when I saw the Meowth. Dude, I'm right there with you, Eric. Those are honestly my 2 favorite. I think my top 3, because I honestly wish the Mewtwo was like in the tube, to be honest. Like when I think of Giovanni, I think of the armored Mewtwo from the movie. It's like, man, that would have been such a sick. That'd have been a sick. I mean, the SIR for it's still really good. I just wish, I don't know, that'd been a cool armored Mewtwo. But the Moltres, Houndoom, and the Crobat, I think are my top 3 favorites for sure. All right, Dark Alakazam again, another first edition. I really wish, guys, I really wish they brought back the first edition. I'll go to my grave thinking that. The Nidoking is sick too. That's an honorable mention for me, using the Earthquake. Okay, and this one I think. Bandit, I think, said something. There's a small hair in the hollow for the gear. Okay, so the hair. So I am seeing a little bit of what appears to be either an ink dot or a bit of dirt. I'm not too sure by the tip, by the toe of the Kadabra. There might be either an ink dot or a bit of dirt. I'm not too sure what this is. So kind of keep that in the back of our heads. I'm going to lean more towards an ink dot just to keep things simple. But centering looks good. Corners look good. Surface looks okay. Not too worried about that. Let's see. The back again, very similar to the Gyarados. We do have some whitening here. So the top we have what appears to have 1, 2, 3. Move this out of the way here. So we have those 3 sections. I have a little bit of whitening that I can see. So we're kind of already in that 8 range. Really strong 8. I don't think it'd get any lower than a 7 unless there's some issues with like the surface specifically. But the hollow is really strong. So I'd probably say this would probably be a good strong 8 contender. Because again, that whitening is really what's going to kind of hold you back. But again, I've said it once and I'll say it a million times more. For vintage specifically, if you can get anything 8 or higher, I still think it's worth submitting, in my honest opinion. All right, next up is the Japanese Misty's Golduck. So let us take a look. Centering is really good, actually. I don't see any scratches on the hollow. Super strong. Again, that looks really good, too. Can't complain. Jeez, this card is actually in really good condition, chat. Corners I don't see anything wrong with, and it's nice because the old Japanese, it is super easy to measure centering because all you gotta do is take the start from the red line, go out, go from the red line out, and it is just as simple as that. There's really no other issues, to be honest. But yeah, this card is in really good shape, dude. I don't see any whitening on the corners. The surface on the back looks really strong. I would submit this. I would for sure submit this. Yeah, there's nothing else. There's nothing more to say, to be quite honest with you. That's a really strong 10 contender, in my opinion. Unless there's something wrong that we can't see or whatever. I think it's a really strong contender. These ones are pretty easy. This one's one of, like, very similar to the Dark Weezing. There's not a lot of hollow in this. This is the hollow version, as you can see in the 15 to 82. And really the only hollow is near the R. Not a lot else, to be honest. So the centering looks really good. Corners look good. From what I can tell from the little bit of hollow, doesn't look like there's any issues. No, what's going on, man? But aside from that, surface looks great. I don't see anything wrong there either, and I'm not seeing any chipping of the paint or anything like that. So far, so good. We do have a little bit of whitening, though, unfortunately. It's kind of a shame. It's kind of what's going to be taking this back a little bit. So I'm just going to circle what I see here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one more looks like a bit of dirt than anything. But I think if we get rid of that, you're probably teetering between an 8 or a 9. I'm hoping if you can remove that one side, hopefully more of the 9. But since you have at least 3 points, you're probably more towards the 8. So it's kind of right on that line. Excuse me. For me personally, you're kind of right on that fence there between an 8 or a 9. So it's kind of a tough call, to be quite honest with you. And then this one, you said that there was a hair, which is right here. I kind of see that kind of going across, a little bit of a hair action going on. But centering, the right side looks a little bit thicker than the left, but I think we should be within that range of that 55-45, so not too worried about that. Corners look great. A really, really cool swirl by the feet here of the Gengar. He almost looks like he's coming out of a portal, which is pretty sick. But the back, so you can kind of see a little bit of that centering issue on the back specifically. So the surface looking good. It's really just the centering, man. It's really just the centering that I'd probably be more concerned with on the backside. But again, on paper, you should be within that range. So if you want to submit this just purely based off of technicalities, I think this would warrant the 10. Because the only thing that I see wrong with it is really just the centering. But I think you're within the range of both the front and the back. So I honestly wouldn't be too worried about it, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, I think those are pretty strong. I think those are pretty strong candidates. Can you please trade me on Pokemon Pocket? Did you send me a friend request? If you did not, message me on Discord and I can send you my friend code. Because I don't know who is who. So if you do that, It'll make it a lot easier for me. Because otherwise, I don't know how to trade with you. You have to send me a friend code. So yeah, that is those submissions. And I think that's it for the night. There we go. Bandit was the last one for the night. So then we're going to be... So where we left off at is next week is going to be a bunch of gold stars. So Mew, Flareon, Charizard, Delta Species, a lot of really cool cards are coming up here soon. So super exciting for that. So yeah, I'm probably going to call it there a little bit early. I actually have some cards that I have to clean off stream. I gotta go through some pressing and whatever. If you guys want a little bit sneak peek on some new cards that are going to be coming online here soon, these are going to be the ones. It's going to be kind of hard to really kind of show this. But here are some of the cards that are going to be on my website here soon. So we got a bunch of really cool, a lot of really cool stuff here. Some Alakazam action, a lot of Team Rocket, Snorlax, some Charizard, some Ivysaurs, a bunch of cool stuff. So yeah, all that is going to be slowly but surely rolling up on my website here soon. I will be doing a claim sale. I mentioned it in my Discord. If you guys are not on the Discord, I highly recommend you do so because I post a lot more updates on there. So I'm going to be posting that. I'm going to be doing a claim sale on Monday. And I think, let me just double check before I put my foot in my mouth. There will be a discount that day. So it's still yet to be determined. I'm having chat help me out. But there will be an online claim sale for a lot of the cards on my store. That'll only be during stream. So I will say that. So a lot of the discounts that I will be offering are going to be there. So if you want some cool deals on some really cool cards that I got, I just updated all these prices, so they should be as accurate as they can be. How do you send me a friend request on Pokemon Pocket? Just send me your friend code. Just look up how to look up your friend code. Unfortunately, I can't really like dive too deep because I don't want to make this into like a troubleshooting session. But yeah, it's super easy. Just look up how to send a friend request on Pokemon Pocket and just send me your friend code on Discord. But yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff. I finally updated the store with all the different slabs and stuff. I just stocked those. Like all the graded stuff. I just posted a ton of graded stuff. We got stuff from mid-era to vintage, like a PSA 8 First Ed, Snorlax even. We got a bunch of crazy stuff. Some Jolteons, a lot of Evolutions, and probably my favorite. That's still up. It's a good chunk of change. Don't get me wrong, but this card is beautiful. Super lucky to have that in the inventory. Same thing with the Arcanine and the Jolteons, and just a bunch of really good generic stuff. Charizard, Dark Charizard First Ed. We're just talking about some Dark Team Rocket stuff. So, yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for me tonight. Again, I'll probably be back on Monday. I have some videos I got to go back and edit. That's why I'm ending it a little bit early. I have some cards I have to clean and some videos to edit. So I'm going to be ending it there. Next week will be a little bit longer, hopefully, because I have to probably do some price updates. So I'll probably be updating prices for my next show. I have a show coming up May 3rd, May 4th. That's coming up really soon. So we'll be updating prices, talking shop until I'm done for the most part. But I'm going to have you guys help me out, lighten my load on Monday. Until then, appreciate you guys hanging out. All the subs, the shares, the follows, the whatever. Always means a lot to me that you guys enjoy my content. Keep coming back. So I always appreciate the good vibes and the good chat and all that fun stuff. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.